Alrighty, folks. Hello and welcome to Southern National Motorsports Park. My name is John Theodore, streaming live at twitch.tv/John_A_Theodore. Recorded version of this broadcast at youtube.com/John Theodore. I want to thank y'all very much for tuning in. We're in the ARCA Series, Pot Banger Chevy. Getting qualified here. Let's do this thing. We got the number one car. It's Saturday at, it's about 1 p.m. local time here. Saturday afternoon. That was not quick at all. That was the opposite of quick. I really needed to have some practice and warm up. That is awful. So I'm in the one car. 1478 is the pole. My best time is a 14.8, I think, so, or a 14.9. I definitely could have been quick enough to start front row in this field for sure. Instead, I'm starting 13th and way in the back. Then would I retire? Nah. I don't know. I wouldn't retire at the end of that, but, you know, it'd be cool to have all of that done before I do end up running my last race on the service, whenever that would be. It'd just be a fun thing to have accomplished. But as I said, Southern National, I already have a win. Alright. For those of you on YouTube who don't know what we're talking about, my ultimate goal with iRacing is to try to get a win on every track. I already have one at Southern National, but that was before I started streaming. I pledge to be a good sport whether I win or lose, to know that people online are real people and my words have real impact, to set a positive example with my behavior, to speak up against discrimination, hate speech, harassment, and abuse, to show integrity by honoring the rules of my opponents and my teammates, to stop, listen, and reassess if I'm told that words or actions are harmful, and to respect others even if their sincere opinions are different from my own. Exclamation mark GLHF in my Twitch channel chat, link in the description below this video. How many years have I played this game? And Dactyl, I agree, it is a sim, but simulator, I feel, is a subcategory within the larger definition of video game. First time I was on iRacing was in 2015. So, 5 years? Yeah. Yeah. Coming up, but yeah, it'll be 5 years this spring. Or it is 5 years and it will be 6. Either way. Let's do this thing. So we're starting in the back. Not great. Not optimal at all. We'll see how well we can do. 15th.
So
I wasn't even the slowest qualifier, though, so...
A little bit.
How about that?
Closed.
Good luck, everybody. By the way, for those of you watching on Twitch, this will be a short stream. I'm just doing this one race. I got plans to go get some fresh air, take a walk in the park, hang out with a friend that I haven't seen in a while at 2. So I only have time to do this one race before doing that, so hopefully it goes well. Yeah, I need to get my braking points back. That qualifying lap was awful. Sloppy all over the place, too slow, just a whole lot of problems with it. But we got 60 laps here. Things will be chaotic. This is a 2.1K split. The number 2 car is not David Oliver. That's, you know, he's a 4K, so, you know, it's not like the guys are, you know, it's not like there isn't, I'm not like 2K above the rest of the field or anything like that. Oh yeah, no yellows in this series. 60 laps, no yellows, so hopefully I don't get caught up in anything early that either damages the car or puts me, you know, too far in debt to the leaders in terms of time. You know, it's not impossible to come from 15th to go get the win. It's just, you know, it's a 22-car field. This is a really short track. Lap traffic's going to play into it. There's going to be a lot of wrecks, like, on the first couple laps that cause a lot of chaos. So if we can weave through that and not lose too much time to the leaders, we could be, you know, we could still end up with a really good finish here. Had I put in a decent lap, just to, you know, just bank the solid lap, I could have started third. Oh well. Oh, we got a Bob Ross car in the field. That's awesome.
Earl, there's a bunch of debris on the racetrack already. Be aware of that if you see something get on the grill. Maybe mention it to us, please. Roger.
Don't like starting this far back.
Radio check, test 1, 2, radio check, you got me?
I really do. I need warm-up laps. I'm not good at just hopping into a car cold and being able to go throw down a qualifying lap with no warm-up at all.
Outside. Still there. Clear high, clear high. Outside. Clear up top.
That was probably, it messed up my braking point there. That wasn't the way to try to make that move.
Outside. Outside is clear.
Trying to get through this traffic quick, but I gotta be sensible with how I do it too.
Outside. Slowing on the bottom. I don't know what happened to him. Still outside. Clear. Slowing on the bottom. I don't know what happened to him.
Different Bob Ross car, I think. So I think the other one was the 10 and 16 with similar paint schemes. Could be wrong on that. Maybe the same guy. Looked like he was shaking his car and having a weight transfer problem, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was the same guy. So we're up to 12th from starting 15th already. And should be able to make another spot up right here.
Outside. Still there at your door. You're clear.
Yesterday we started 5th, got spun, and ended up finishing 12th. Although that was in the 7 car, not in the 1 car. But today, you know, we started 15th, and we're already further up in the field than we ended up finishing yesterday.
Outside. Clear high. Be smooth, baby. Go get a few.
Set up the 17 on corner exit.
Outside. Still outside. Clear. Inside. Clear.
That sucks. Couldn't get out of it in time. He just lost it on exit. Probably should have let me go rather than trying to overdrive his car to keep me behind. slightest bit of contact. Didn't do any damage to our car, but when you've got your weight transfer so crossed up, even a little bit of contact is going to send you around. It's not the way I wanted to do it, for sure. How does this guy not have the class markings on his bumper? Interesting. Do they take those off on a custom number scheme? I'll need to figure it out one way or the other. One of you needs to win this battle.
Outside. Still outside. Still outside. Clear. Outside. Clear.
This guy's not really making it easy on me. These straightaways are so short. Even if we get a good run on exit, it's hard to use it to really make the move that you need to. There we go.
Clear.
Okay, so he's got the green on the front. I'm guessing he's a B-class driver. We're up to 7th. Need to get into a better rhythm. I can feel that I'm overdriving my entries a little bit and not getting the exits that I need.
Big deal, Graham. One.
Is this the same guy that
Slow one on the bottom.
lost it in front of me overdriving before?
Outside. Still out there. Still outside. You're clear.
That's not good. He was mad before, he'll be really mad now.
In front of you. In front of you. Outside. Clear high. Clear high. Slow one in front of you on the bottom.
We'll just keep an eye out for him. Hopefully he's not going to try
We're
to
halfway in the race.
do some misguided comeback thing. But like, I was pinched down pretty low there and came right down on me. I think it was probably netcode that caused the contact ultimately, though.
Slow car on the bottom. Slow car on the bottom.
Big deal, Graham. 3.
So we're up to 7th. We got the top 5 right in sight there. We got to just keep working at it. Again, my fault for qualifying poorly that put me back as far as it did. So, you know, we're just trying to make up for a mistake that we made before the race even started.
Got a slow one on the top, coming backwards. Slow one on the bottom.
11's
Slow car on
really
the bottom.
overdriving it.
Stay high, stay high. I'm gonna have a slow one at the bottom. Outside. Still outside.
That's the 10. That was it. I was right. There were 2 Bob Ross cars.
Door outside. It's on the bottom. Outside clear.
Up
Slow car in
to,
front of you on
oh
the
boy.
bottom. Outside. Slow one on the bottom. Real slow.
Yeesh.
Still outside. One outside.
That
One
was
outside.
not
Outside on
fun.
the quarter.
That was close.
Nice, smooth.
We're into the
Stay
top
right
5.
on the best we can. Still outside. Clear. Good job.
All right, get back in the rhythm here. Got a little over 20 laps.
Take me third.
Could potentially catch 3rd. 4 is very loose. Anything can happen in these races. Just keep working at it.
Slow car on the bottom.
Another one in trouble.
Slow one on the bottom. Real
It's
slow.
the 17
Slow
again.
car on the bottom up here.
Rough race for him. He's just
Stay
been
high,
in
stay high.
a lot.
It's on the bottom.
I remember what it was like to be that guy that was just in the way of the faster
High,
guys.
stay high.
And it's hard to get out of the way on these shorter
Keep going,
tracks.
7. I'm a lap back. Take me in 3 up here, mate.
Don't know why I keep getting
I have a
that.
car slow on the top. Slow one up at the top.
Well,
In front of you,
17's got himself in
front
it
of you.
again. All right.
Outside.
Thank you.
Still outside.
You're
You're clear.
Your fault, right?
We're in 4th. Been faster than everyone else. Just need to get back into my rhythm. That's 3rd up there.
You just blatantly pick now.
Good job, bud. Get that rhythm, get that pace. Nice and smooth.
Leaders are 10 seconds in front of me,
In
so
front of you, up against the wall.
the only way I'd
Go on
catch
top,
them is
go
if
back,
something
you
were to
see.
happen to them.
Stay to the bottom. Stay to the bottom. Get to the middle of the track. Go high. Go high.
What is this guy doing?
Slow one's on top. Go low, go low. Slow one on the top, coming back, you see. In front of you, in front of you, in front of you. Good job, bud. 10 to go this time, bye. Slow car on the top.
Messed up my own line that time. Just dodging cars is
7, give
what
me a
this has turned into.
Come on, Jimmy, come on. Thank you.
Outside, outside. Still outside.
There we go, 15 got around the 2. That was kind of what I was hoping. He's clearly on fresher tires by a lot, but doesn't seem to have the car control to make proper use of them.
Lap car.
But he's gotten around the 2 now. Is that the 3? Oh my goodness. That was the leader.
How bad's the car there, quick?
5 to go.
Go under me 3, or under a yellow car.
Have to go. I want to try to make it past these 2 because that could be the whole race right there. The way that this is going, something could easily happen to the leader.
2 laps to go, 2 laps to go.
Final 2.
Outside. Still out there. Still outside. Coming to the white flag.
Go under me,
this
I'm
time.
going here, man.
You're clear.
Sorry, 2. Last lap.
Be smooth, my man. You're doing a great job. Car stopped in front of you, Slow car on the bottom.
Big wreck after the line.
Kidding me?
Stay up top, man.
I think we ended up 3rd.
Checker flag.
Good race there.
Good job, fellas. Good weekend.
Not bad. Nice race, guys. 15th to 3rd in 60 laps. That ain't bad. Wish I would have qualified.
Go, man, go, go, man, go, 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 go.
It's all right. That was fun.
Good job, fellas. Good job.
Y'all, did y'all enjoy that? Are you not entertained? I'm gonna go back and see what happened between me and the 17 on those couple, though. Make sure that I was, you know, as innocent in those as I thought. Let's see. Yeah, it was a good run, G. Benson. Started 15th and worked my way through the field to finish 3rd, right on the bumper a 2nd. Here we go. Here's the first incident with the 17. So I'd been watching. I knew that he was, you know, I could see that he was having trouble controlling his car. Not particularly quick, D-licensed guy. So, you know, I'm trying to take a peek, set him up. That right there was where he chopped my nose a bit, but I didn't, or no, this one was where he chopped my nose. Yeah, Charles, I'm looking at it right now, man. I felt bad about that, those deals. I never meant to get into you. Just one of those deals where I think you were overdriving a little bit to try to keep me behind. So right here, he gets loose, corrects, and like, there's no way.
Got a little loose out of that turn.
Yeah, for sure. And then the second one, I wasn't sure if you were mad at me for the first one, but it felt like you were just pinching down. I think the second one was net code. Like I said, I'm taking a look at it right now. I know I came a little bit up off the line on the second one, but as a lap car, it's dicey pinching a lead lap car that much in a corner.
I mean, I was defending hard, but that wasn't intentional. Yeah. I was a little upset, but I wasn't like trying to take you out or anything. I just accidentally got into you. They went too hard.
Yeah, 10-4. On the first deal, what happened was it was just that I was so close on your bumper when you got sideways, I literally couldn't lift in time. Like when I'm taking that, like I did not mean to get into you. I don't know if you've ever seen my stuff or anything like that. I don't wreck people. I do everything I can to avoid contact, but if you have to get out of the gas on a short track like this, coming off the corner, the car trailing you is going to be really hard pressed to try to avoid the contact.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. I had some other guy literally wait a lap and then take me out later in the race, so that was fun.
I saw that. I was admiring the new damage model on your car as I rolled by. That looked pretty ugly. Well, I didn't see the incident. I saw the aftermath.
Yeah, no, he literally waited a full lap to catch me and then put me in the wall.
That was the 15, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, this thing will be up on YouTube Monday, so you might enjoy the little post-race analysis I'm doing right now. Get a good laugh at it once you cool down.
Yeah, I did it, but good race, man. Thanks.
Yeah, good race, man. Keep working at it, dude. All right, so that was the first incident, and then, he goes back in, or, we come back around.
Hey, John, what brake bias do you run here?
I've just been running the default. I did try lowering it initially in practice, and I found that was just upsetting the back end too much. You really need the forward bite, and you want the grip and balance proper in these corners. So I don't want the back end. I'm not having a problem with the back end coming around on me. So I've just been leaving it at default. That seems to be working for me.
Okay, cool, thanks. And you don't touch it throughout the race, you just leave it.
I didn't touch it. I don't. Again, this was only my second race, and I've done a limited amount of practice, so I haven't really zeroed in on what's optimal yet. So take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. But yeah, I'm not touching it through the race.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, man, good racing. What is forward bite? So forward
Thanks,
bite,
Richard.
it's a racing term. When the tires on these things, think of them kind of like a sponge. They're soft, not just the air in them, but the actual rubber. Literally, the way that you make a car turn is that the rubber of the tire interacts with the asphalt of the track to create friction and grip. It's that grip, that the rubber grabbing the track, that when you turn, let me see, the front suspension. So if you're watching this right here, when this wheel turns, it's literally going to be gripping the track, and actually it's more on the right front where you see this. But when that wheel turns, this little contact patch that's actually out of camera frame is what grabs the track. So in terms of racing terminology, that's referred to as bite. So you think about the tire literally biting into the biting at the track. It's actually the track biting into the tire. But that forward grip is that front end, that grip in the front end is what you can sort of see with the attitude of some of these cars right here, how the weight of the car is transferred over and leaning on that right front. So that right front's doing a lot of work to try to rotate and turn the car. You see how the corner here is really tight and sharp. So you're coming down at a pretty good clip at the end of the straightaway. If we go back to this guy right here is at 93 miles per hour. This guy's at 94. This guy's at 101. So you're up over 100 miles per hour, and you're trying to both get the car slowed down, which when you hit the brakes is going to send the weight of the car to the front. Now, when we talk about bias, by default on these cars, 65% of your brake pressure is going to go to the front brakes and 35% to the rear brakes. So that's also going to mean more pressure in that. So you're getting, you're also having another way that the bite is used is the way that the brake pads literally bite and clamp down on the rotor, sending all of that weight forward. Into the thing. Now, the balance you're trying to ride is you're trying to get that right front tire to grip the track as much without overriding the capabilities of that tire, which causes you to slide forward. So one way that you can do that is by shifting a little bit of that brake pressure to the rear tires so that all four wheels are working to slow the car down. The problem is that if you do that too much, you bring a little bit of the weight off the front tire, and that rear end can start swinging around on you like a pendulum. If you get too much grip in the rear tires, you can actually have that rear end swing around too much and try to pass the front end. So you don't want that. That was, if you were watching closely throughout some of the race, you were seeing, and I did it a couple of times, where you go into a corner, the car wants to kick out and slide a little bit, and you have to do a correction. You slide up the track. That's too much rear brake. That's the effect that you get when you're getting loose. No, it's actually loose on entry, where you end up with the problem with brake bias. That's what you're trying to find the right brake bias where you can use the shortest stopping distance possible, so you can brake as late as possible, get the thing mowed down, and then get the right amount of rotation to rotate the car through the corner properly. That's sort of the concept. That was a lot of terminology. I hope that made sense. Good question. Loose on exit happens. There's the second one. So let me see here. If we go to the chopper. So right here, I'm given an abundance of room. I'm trying to get past this guy, but I'm also trying to leave a lot of room because I know there's a chance that he might be ticked at me. Look at the attitude as these two cars go in. You can see that I'm sending it in. I've got about 50% of brake pressure on here. I don't think you can see that. My webcam's probably covering that. But as these go through, he's actually taking a more natural line into this corner. This kind of arc down towards the bottom is the more normal line, but I'm here on the inside, and you can see that my trajectory is actually a little bit washed out. And as I go through, I mainly hold my line, but what I would, if we go back to the lap before, going and we slow it down and we go through this corner, look at this line right here represents the bottom, and this line right here represents, a little bit up. Now, if you look, he's actually sort of establishing here as the bottom line is not right down on that seam, but it's sort of right in that little darkened area where the left tires were. Go through the corner, I got close to him, and then, right here, just as I go down, push up a little bit, and that causes the contact. Now, the question I had was that net code or was that contact? That looks like that was actually, that was definitely actually contact, but I'm going to maintain that I feel like this was more a consequence of him coming down on me, where I'm running the inside line. Again, I do slip up a little bit. Right here is where I'm at. I do slide a little bit up out of my line. I overcooked the entry, but again, if you look at some of the other guys, he was coming down into my line kind of regardless. It's one of those things that I kind of chalk up to lack of experience and a bit of a rookie mistake on his part more than anything else. That this I feel worse about than anything is that, you know, when he goes around, this didn't happen on the first one, but on this second one, that guy, innocent bystander, had nothing to do with this. So his race got ruined, unfortunately, through no fault of his own. We'll see how much damage he actually ended up having from that, but that sucks. I don't think he actually ended up with it. Yeah, it set it back. So he got a little bit of damage. He still ended up finishing 7th, so not too bad, but I hate to see that. Now, the thing that I'm really interested in is, okay, so he tows, he goes into the pits, he's going to come back out on the track, and then what happens with him here on this next one? He's working with the 15 car. They are right behind the leader at this point. Just a bad race for this guy. Like, I really do feel bad. I got 3rd. Started 15th, finished 3rd, so not bad at all. Just had a terrible, let's see. Oh, the 15's gonna... Yeah, the 15 just loses it coming off the corner. Again, I think he took this as intentional on the 15. I don't look at that as intentional. I just look at that as the 15 kind of lost it. Or maybe maybe the 15 came back and retaliated on him after this. But, like, I don't know, the 15's running 13th, 17's. So maybe the 15's annoyed it, but, like, the 15 on that one is clearly the one that caused that wreck. You know, this is not a normal exit. And we should be able to, let's see if I, just need to throw the Z-axis down a little bit here. Get the camera right. So 15 gets loose. And if you look, this is the normal exit. The 8's going up the normal exit right up to the wall. The 15 is actually 2 full lanes lower than he should be. The 17's giving him plenty of room, and the 15 just comes down into the 17. That causes the 17 to go into the inside wall, and the 15 goes into the inside wall. The 15 probably could have saved that and not hit the wall. That's... I was going to say, he barely scraped it. Look at the way the back end popped up. That's actually a pretty solid hit. I'm sure that caused some significant damage. It looks like the 17 did end up hitting the... That's a solid hit to his front end, too. Both of those cars are pretty messed up there. But yeah. And then the 15's going to go around again. This time it's going to be off the front end of the 22. And this is just... So he slides down, boom, hits the wall. Comes back up on the track in front of the 22. 22... doesn't check up as much as he should have, but like the 15 also came up and sort of parked the bus right in front of him. That's just rough. Now the 15's sitting here. At this point, you're probably better off just towing. The only way you're actually going to get yourself turned around is if you sort of back up down the front straightaway and try to sort of loop it around. He's sort of figured it out. You need to make really small movements. So he gets himself finally turned around here. It sucks, but you probably need to, at that point, just take your medicine and tow in this series when that happens, since there are no cautions. And then this right here should totally get the 15 suspended from iRacing. He waits on the 17 and just turns right and deliberately takes him out. Again, let's review how this all started. The 15, I don't think that there's any contact. I mean, let me see. I don't think that these two had any contact or were ever near each other before this. Unless there's something that's happened right on the start that the 15 was initially mad about. But no, they were never around each other. So let's review. We'll just watch this whole thing from this view in real time. The 15's in front of the 17. The 17 has fresher tires, but the 15 loses control. The 15 is the one who makes the mistake. That's what causes that incident. And the 15 gets spun. 15's upset and frustrated, but he is misdirecting his anger right now at the 17. We can go back again here. The 17 did nothing wrong here. 15's there, 17, this is a normal line. 15 gets loosed all on his own. There's no contact with the 17 there at all. Maybe there was a net code here. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe there was a net code that he misinterpreted, but you can see like there's a huge gap between those cars. Let me see if it does it look like. Okay. This is possibly netcode. That kind of looks like a netcode hit, so that could have been a glitch where on his end it looked like the 17 got into him and turned him. Definitely not what happened, but that is a possible explanation. This one totally not, that not on either the 15 or the 22, really. More on the 15 than the 22, probably. But, he's going to do his Austin Powers thing and turn himself around. And then going down into this corner, he sees, oh, there's the 17. That's the guy that I'm mad at. That is inexcusable. You can't do that. And I mean, look at what else could have happened from here. You've got the guy in third, the guy in fourth, and the guy in fifth, the guy in sixth are all right behind this. Any one of those drivers could have been easily taken out by these two cars sliding down in front of them. It messes up all of our lines. The 17 could have easily slid down and ended up with a bunch of folks involved in that. That looks like Jeff Gordon waiting on Clint Boyer at Phoenix. The only difference is there's no Joe Logano in there. Boom! Man, that's a hard hit. So, yeah. Don't do that. I know you're mad. You shouldn't be mad at him. It wasn't his fault. Wasn't your fault. It was all just, honest mistakes and stuff like that. And just part of racing until this happens. And that's bad. So yeah, don't do this. This is not the way. Anyway, just admire what iRacing has done with the new damage model here. It's got its issues, but that right there looks pretty cool. That looks like a real wreck. So yeah, interesting race. We ended up navigating through this. We ended up making a few more passes and finished third. I'm kind of curious what happened on the last lap, so I'm going to take a look at this before I sign off. Because there was a massive pile up at the line. And we almost actually, look at that. We were actually pretty close right there to the 3 to get third place when he pulled over there. Let's see. So, who is the winner? There he is. So the winner had already crossed the line. There's the win. Boom. Jimmy Hayden, win. Oh, one more thing we do need to clean up is what happened to the 3. But these two, the 5 and, oh, they are racing for position. So this is the battle for, are they? I think this is a battle for position. Let me see. Yeah, this is a battle for position. So this is for 12th place. 5 gets loose there. He's got the 19 behind him. He gets loose. Oh my gosh. Just having a rough final lap after having a rough race. You know, he's running in 12th in the 5 car. That means that the race was not good. And the 19 kind of, this feels like Brad Keselowski, Carl Edwards at Gateway. 5's running him real tight. Yeah, real tight on exit. The 19 comes up into him. The 5 decides to hook him. And big mess right after the finish. And the 19 still got the spot, so good for him. That's backwards for 12th. One last thing to tie, one last loose end to tie up on this deal before I call it. Need to find out what happened to the 3 car. That's what happened. So the 3's leading and has a, you can see, decent lead on the 8 with 6 laps to go. Should be in cruise control, assuming nothing else happens. Unfortunately, something else is going to happen in front of him, and he can't get slowed down for it. Let's go on from his cockpit view. This is the car that he's going to hit the 18. There's a wreck in front of him, and that's hard because, you know, you can see he commits that, like, okay, the 18's going this way, this guy's going that way. There should be a gap right here that I can slide through. And then because the 18's going down, while he's turning left to go down, they're both going in the same direction. By the time he realizes the problem and cuts back right, the 18's cutting back right. There's not a lot that he could do to avoid this. The only thing he can really do to avoid this is probably lift out of the gas here-ish to give himself a little more time to watch this all sort out, and maybe even try just going completely below the 16 car. But what ends up happening is that, yeah, as this, it's really easy to try to dissect this in slow motion, but you can see in real time there's just not a lot of time to react to this. That's why maybe a little lift right here instead of full throttle down the straightaway would have given him the best shot at avoiding that. But, you know, cost him the win, unfortunately. Was still able to hold on for second place. So what initially caused this wreck, though? And this is why all of that payback stuff, you really shouldn't be doing that, because this wasn't a payback wreck. But any time that those payback wrecks do happen, there's always the risk that you could collect the leader as an innocent bystander and really ruin someone's race. So yeah, this was just the 16 who, you know, we saw this Bob Ross car. There were 2 of them in the race. We saw each of them having bad races. We saw him a couple times. He just on the outside, getting lapped, loses it completely on his own, collects the 6, but I think that the 6, yeah, wasn't too badly hurt by that and was still fine. And then, you know, right there, here's the other thing is that, okay, you lose control here, spin around, hit the wall. Just take it down to the inside. Instead he stabs the throttle and spins back up into traffic, and that's why he collects the 18, and that's why the 3 ends up ultimately losing losing the lead. So that's a real shame that that happened that way. But yeah, that was a fun race. You know, again, I would have preferred to qualify better, but running up through the pack like that was pretty fun, and we ended up getting a top 3 out of it. So pretty good finish considering how badly we qualified. This is going to be the pass that we did end up making on the 2 to get 3rd place. Didn't get it done in quite enough time to have a shot at the 3, unfortunately. But that was a pretty fun race all in all. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Hope the YouTube audience liked it as well. I just want to show this pass, and then I'm going to be signing off here after we take a look at the results. There we go. We got to the inside. So we get to the inside, we get a fender, we get even, we go down into this corner. I slide up a little bit. There was maybe a little bit of contact there. Pretty clean. Go on to finish 3rd. Southern National is a fun track. Let's see. And here are the results. Jimmy Hayden with the win. I got 3rd. It's going to result in a gain of 22 iRating, so it puts us back over 4,300. 114 points, nothing to sneeze at there. That's not bad for that. But yeah, fun race, guys. Really appreciate you all. If you like the video, please do click that like button. Hit subscribe. Head over to twitch.tv/John_A_Theodore. Click the heart to give me a follow. Thank you very much. Peace out.